Hello, this is question 11 on your OCR June 2022 AS paper 2. It's a mechanics question, a variable acceleration question. So you have a particle that is moving along the x-axis and the velocity is given by this function here, which is represented in the graph. So velocity against time. And the maximum velocity is when t is t, capital letter T. The diagram shows the graph and it says a state acceleration of p at time t. So remember when the velocity is maximum, the acceleration is 0 or when it's minimum, because the velocity is increasing up to here, so we have positive acceleration, and then the velocity is decreasing here, so we have negative acceleration. So in between positive acceleration and negative acceleration, we need to have a acceleration 0. But you can say as well, I would say, so if you have the displacement or the vector position and you have the velocity and you have the acceleration, remember the relation between them is velocity is the rate of change of displacement, so we are going to differentiate in that direction. Acceleration is rate of change on velocity, so we are again this is the derivating in that direction, but in the other direction we are going to integrate. Yeah, remember that. So maximum velocity means the derivative is 0. So when I have a maximum, just considering the function, so maximum is when the derivative of the function is 0, but the derivative of the velocity is acceleration. Yeah, that's why the acceleration is 0. So it doesn't matter how you reason it, it's just one mark, but you have to remember that the acceleration is 0 when you have a maximum or a minimum. The next part says determine the value of t. So we are looking for this maximum. So remember, when we look for a maximum, we are differentiating the function. So we are differentiating the function velocity. I'm going to rewrite it, expanding brackets, because for differentiation is better. So I'm going to rewrite this function, just expanding brackets. I'm not doing anything else. Is 11t squared minus t cubed minus 24t. And then I'm going to differentiate that. So for b, dv by dt is going to be 22t. I'm just differentiating t squared minus 24, and that must be equal to 0. This is a quadratic. So when you solve the quadratic and you find the two values of t, you get very nice numbers. So you get t 6 seconds and t 4 seconds, which means the 4 over 3 seconds is here. 6 seconds is this one, so it's giving me the minimum and the maximum. This is the one that corresponds to the maximum. So t is 6 seconds. And then the last one says find the total distance that p travels between times 0 and 6. If I have the function velocity, to find the distance, I'm going to integrate between that 0 and 6. But you have to be careful because I have a change of sign in the function, which means if I integrate between 0 and 6, this area here below the x-axis is going to be negative and this is going to be positive. So my answer is going to be smaller than it should be. So what I do in these cases always is integrate between this value and this value. I'm going to get a negative value, and that's fine. And then between this one and this one, and add both of them, but positive. So absolute value of both of them. This point is, so my quadratic roots are the 0 here, 3 here, and 8 somewhere here. Yeah, so this point is 3. It's just the root of the quadratic. So I'm going to integrate between 0 and 3 and between 3 and 6. So the distance is going to be, for C, I'm going to integrate between 0 and 3 my velocity function. So my velocity function is this one, the 11t squared minus t cubed. So 11t squared minus t cubed minus 24d minus 24t dt, and this is 11 thirds t cubed minus t to the power of 4 divided by 4, 1/4, minus 12t squared, and I'm going to substitute between 0 and 3. When I do that, I get a negative value. That's what I expect because it's below the x-axis. Yeah, that's my first area. And then I'm going to do the same between 3 and 6. I'm going to repeat. You have the same function when you integrate between 3 and 6. And when you substitute, you get a positive value, which is 261 over 4, which is this area here. And the other negative is this one. And then I just add them, but positive. So the distance is going to be 117 over 4 plus 261 over 4, which is 189 over 2, or if you want to divide, 94.5 meters. Yeah. Every time you have to find distance, and you have to find distance between two values, even if you have the graph, check if you have a change of sign, if you have a root between the values, just in case. Yeah, because that will make your answer wrong. And that's all with this exam question.